Rival David Galanders started the event in considerable pain due to a build-up of fluid in his leg, and there was a question mark over whether he'd be able to make it all the way to the finish. It was Chris Mellors who took the lead on the opening stage. The reigning champion still led the championship, but he was without a win all season. Now would be a good time to break the duck. And perhaps confuse the opposition over the right route to take. With his rivals forced to drop scores in the championship, Murray Grierson could clinch the title on this event, but he soon found himself struggling to stay on the pace. Steve Hill battled with a series of problems in the early stages of the event, including the return of that dreaded misfire. Brian Lyle had retired from last year's rally early on and was determined to do better this time. This was only the third championship round Richard Moore had contested in 1995, but he was still in 10th place in the series, courtesy of victory on the Manx National. Steve Smith complained of a lack of speed on the longer straights, but he was putting in another of his consistent performances in the series. On board around the Oliver's Mount motorcycle racetrack, and Smith is catching the badly smoking Sierra of Nigel Waswick.
Going slightly right to slightly left. Over the brown on slight left. Still going left. 200 a hairpin right. Going slightly right uphill to hairpin left. 500, 400, 200 to hairpin left. Right and left. Going round slightly left now to go 90 right by the monument. Tightening right, tightening 90 right. Straight down here now. Slightly right.
Also being caught, Roger Duckworth by the escort of David Thompson. Thompson's in the borrowed Malcolm Wilson motorsport car while the team complete his new car. At the first service halt, David Galanders was still suffering with his leg.
The first stage, Mellors took a huge lump of time out of us. Obviously local knowledge and better car. No. I don't know actually. But in the forest, things have started to settle down a bit. The leg, the most important thing, is living. You know, it's very painful, but it's okay. If you'd like to take a hold of it as we go along.
Managed to cope.
So far, so good. Yeah. This was the point we was going to retire. You know, we made our mind to come to here, and if it was that bad I couldn't function, it was retiring. But at this moment in time...
Despite his lead, Chris Mellors also had his problems.
I think we've got about a 20-something second lead over David, and he's leading Murray, so that's not too bad. I've had terrible stomach cramps the last few stages, but it felt a bit better on the last one, so I don't know if it's something I've eaten, but I'm getting over it now.
Maybe
might be nerves.
Anxiety, do
possibly.
you think? So things are looking good. So what are your plans now?
Long way to go yet, but just keep that sort of pace and see what everyone else does. I've been in this situation a few times this year and chucked it off, so I'm going to try and avoid doing that.
Murray Grierson wasn't too happy with his lot either.
How are things going out there, Murray?
Not too well. That last stage we had a straight on at the 90 left, went up a fire break, so lost a bit of time there. Apart from that, we're sort of there or thereabouts.
Is this one of your more favourite rallies?
It's not a rally I've ever won, and it's not a rally that I've had a lot of luck in. So, but I enjoy the stages. But as favourite, well, maybe not. No.
Steve Smith couldn't win the championship, but he had his own reasons to put in a good performance.
We feel a little bit at home. We only live 50 miles away, so we're, it's our home event. So it's good to do well at home.
What are your plans for the rest of the day then?
Oh, maximum attack still. We'd like to have a really good result. We've had some really good times earlier on in the year, but we've never been able to string them together. We've had one or two daft problems, so we're hoping for a good result today.
David Galanders continued to soldier on, hard on the heels of Johnny Milner and leader Chris Mellors. Mellors was determined to take that first win of the year, however, and picked up 4 fastest stage times. Making a rare appearance in the Mintex series was Johnny Milner in his Nissan Sunny GTIR. Fastest time on stage 5 saw Grierson up to 3rd place, but his rally ended abruptly on the very next stage when he rolled 100 feet down an embankment. Steve Hill was fighting back meanwhile after suffering overheating brakes and clutch failure in quick succession. Brian Lyle was on his way to a 4th place finish to follow up on his 2nd place on the Morganath. Richard Moore picked up a fastest stage time on the penultimate stage as he claimed 10th overall. Steve Smith maintained his 100% reliability record as he finished 5th overall, his best result on a national round. David Thompson was never out of the top 10 in an unfamiliar car, eventually claiming 9th place. Steve Petch took Group N honours following a day-long battle with Jeff Smith. A trip out in a hired car produced a top 20 placing for Brian Bell. Warren Philliskirk took 2nd in class as he got to grips with his newly acquired 6R4. And an eventful outing in his Mark I Escort resulted in a class win for Alistair Tuff, courtesy of a few spectators. Having rolled on the opening stage of last year's event, Mark Poland made it all the way to the finish this time. With 1 round of the championship to go, Chris Mellors couldn't have timed his win better. While Johnny Milner's efforts were rewarded with his best finish in the Nissan to date. As Chris Mellors opened the champagne, the pocket calculators confirmed that he, Grierson and Galanders would all return to Wales with a chance of taking the title.